Use cases. Pagination types. Welcome to Stalkit tutorials. In this video and the next, I'm going to show you some full use cases of setting scrapers on common websites. I will try to make as many examples in each of the videos, so the speed will be faster than the previous tutorials. In this video, we will cover different types of pagination. I will show you how to set up the pagination settings in the scraper builder on infinite scrolls, and some other paging systems. The examples I will show you refer to the data extraction action, but can be set up the same way if you use the click action. Let's start with Amazon. And if you scroll down to the bottom, you can see a simple pagination where you can either click on the number 2 to get the second page or on the next button. So I'll start by adding the data extraction action and mark the items I want to scrape. I'll then add a few fields. I can even add a field that will put 1 if it's prime. Now I will set up the pagination. There are few ways to do it. The first, which I usually use less because it's based on location, is just marking the next button. In this specific case, I think it should work. Another option is to select the next button by search for the text on it. I will simply copy the text on it and put it in the search inbox in the item selector and hit enter. Sometimes, though, the next button will not have text, but image, and then it's not possible to use this way. The third way, which is the most recommended one, is marking the current page, which always have a different look than the other, pinning it, and then click on the right arrow for right to left languages. If you don't see that it moved to the second page button, just click one time on the up arrow and then click on the right. This will tell the scraper to take the current page and click on the next bottom on the right to it, and this method will work 99% of the time. I will save and run it quickly. It's very important while the scraper is running to validate that it's really scraping the correct page. You can view it by checking the scraper URL column, and as you can see, the URL ends with a page number and is raising every time. So we're good to go. Let's move on to the next example and a different type of pagination, an Expedia website. As you can see, they have a Show More button, which will load more items but into the same page. However, the same idea applies. I will set up the pagination still to be click because I still need to click to get the extra items, and scrolling alone will not work, and we'll enter the Show More text into the search button. What's interesting about these types of pagination is that it means there is usually an API behind it to call the server and find the next items to load. In video number 20, I will show you some tricks on how to find these APIs. What's great in these APIs is not only they run much faster than scraping the HTML, but in many times you will also be able to play with the parameters, and instead of calling it every time to get 20 more items, you can set the items per page parameter to a very high number and get all data in one shot. The last type of pagination is the infinite scroll, and let's use Twitter as an example for that. I'll first set up some fields to scrape, like title and publish date, so we can see that older posts are being added. And then I will just set up the pagination settings to scroll. Let's save it and see how it runs. As you can see, older items are added into the table every time it scrolls down more. That's it for this video. In our next video, I'll show you how to scrape sites behind a login.